Last time, we uncovered something many of us never stopped to think about. We looked honestly at where our time is actually going, not in years, not even in months, but in ordinary moments, tiny decisions, habits that seem too small to matter. Because the truth is, our future isn't built in one extraordinary day, it's built in thousands of ordinary ones. And every one of those moments asks us a simple question: what are you giving your attention to? Because wherever your attention goes, your life quietly follows. Today, we're going one level deeper because time doesn't simply disappear. Something is stealing it quietly, patiently, every single day. And the frightening part is, most people never even notice. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Distraction isn't harmless. It isn't just a break. It isn't just one notification or just a quick scroll. Distraction has a cost, and the cost isn't measured in minutes. It's measured in the life you never build. Not all at once, not in one dramatic moment, but quietly. One interruption at a time, one lost thought, one unfinished task, one forgotten dream, until one day you look back and wonder where the years went. Today, we're talking about the hidden cost of distraction and why protecting your attention might be one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Welcome back to Mindset, Momentum, and Intention. If you've been following the Time Advantage series, thank you. Every episode builds on the last because changing your life doesn't happen overnight. It happens one intentional decision at a time. In episode 1, we discovered that time is your most valuable currency. In episode 2, we explore where that time is actually going. Today, we're uncovering something even more important, because before time disappears, your attention disappears first. And attention, it's where every meaningful life begins. Have you ever picked up your phone only to check one notification and somehow 20 minutes have disappeared? You don't even remember what you looked at. You don't remember most of the videos, the posts, the comments, the headlines. You simply remember the time is gone. And somehow it happens again tomorrow, then the next day, then the next. That's how distraction works. It doesn't arrive like a thief breaking through your front door. It slips quietly through an open window. So quietly that you barely notice anything has been taken, until one day you realize what disappeared wasn't just your time. It was your focus, your creativity, your momentum. Here's something most people never consider. Every company wants the same thing. Not your money, not at first, your attention. Because attention comes before everything else. Before purchases, before habits, before beliefs, before decisions. If something or someone can capture your attention consistently, they begin influencing how you spend your life. Think about that. The greatest competition in today's world isn't for your wallet. It is for your focus. Every notification, every recommendation, every autoplay video, every endless scroll, every advertisement, every alert, every vibration from your phone is asking the exact same question: can I have a few seconds of your life? A few seconds may not sound like much, but those seconds become minutes. Minutes become hours, and hours become weeks. Weeks become years, and eventually those years become your life. I'd like you to imagine something. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water. You keep pouring and pouring and pouring, but no matter how much water you add, the bucket never fills. Why? Because there's a tiny hole in the bottom. Not a huge hole, just a small one. So small, you barely notice it. Hour after hour, the water quietly leaks away. That's exactly what distraction does. It rarely steals your future in one dramatic moment. It leaks it away. One unnoticed interruption at a time. And because the leak is so small, most people never think to look for it. Our minds are extraordinary. They can imagine, create, solve problems, build businesses, write books, raise families, change lives. But they were never designed to switch focus every 30 seconds. Think about your average day. You're writing an email, a notification appears, you check your phone, someone sends a message, you reply, you remember another task, you open another app, then another, and before long, you spend the entire day moving without actually moving forward. It feels productive because you're busy, but busy and productive are not the same thing. One fills your schedule, the other builds your future. Researchers who study attention have consistently found that interruptions have a hidden cost. After you're pulled away from a task, it can take a significant amount of time to regain the same level of deep focus. That means a quick glance at your phone isn't just a few seconds lost. It can interrupt your thinking long after you've put your phone back down. That's why distraction is so expensive. The interruption lasts longer than the notification itself. It breaks your momentum. And momentum, it's one of the most valuable things you can protect. Think of trying to push a heavy boulder. The hardest part isn't keeping it moving, it's getting it moving in the first place. Every distraction asks you to stop pushing, then start all over again. No wonder so many people end the day exhausted. They've spent the entire day restarting over and over and over again. Most people believe they have a time management problem. I don't think they do. I think they have an attention management problem. Because when your attention is scattered, your time follows. When your attention is intentional, your time becomes intentional too. And that's the difference between living reactively and living with purpose. There's something about distraction that most people never consider. It doesn't just interrupt your day, it quietly shapes the person you become. Every time you stop what you're doing to check your phone, your brain is learning something. Every time you abandon a difficult task because something easier appears, your brain is learning something. Every time you tell yourself, I'll come back to this later, your brain is learning something. You're teaching yourself how to respond to discomfort. You're building patterns, and patterns become habits. Habits become character. Character becomes destiny. Think about that. You don't become focused overnight, but you also don't become distracted overnight. Both are built one decision at a time. The person you become 5 years from now is being shaped by the choices you make today. Not only the big decisions, the tiny ones, the invisible ones, the moments when nobody else is watching. Will you reach for your phone or stay with the task? Will you choose comfort or choose growth? Those small decisions seem insignificant until you repeat them hundreds, then thousands of times. that's when they become your identity. I'd like to ask you something. When was the last time you sat quietly with your own thoughts for 10 uninterrupted minutes? No music, no television, no scrolling, no notifications, no podcasts, no background noise, just you in silence. If that idea feels uncomfortable, ask yourself why. Because there was a time when silence felt normal. Today, many of us have become so accustomed to constant stimulation that stillness feels unfamiliar. But stillness isn't empty. It's where clarity begins. It's where creativity grows. It's where some of life's most important decisions are made. Sometimes the answers you've been searching for aren't hidden beneath more information. They're waiting beneath the noise. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, and before touching your phone, you simply sit for a moment. You breathe, you watch the sunrise, you drink coffee without rushing, you read a few pages of a book, you begin your work, and give one important task your attention. No interruptions, no multitasking, just presence. Later that day, you have a conversation with someone you love, not while checking your phone, not while thinking about your next task, but fully present, listening, laughing, connecting. That evening, you go for a walk. Not because you have to, but because your mind finally has room to breathe. Does that sound boring? Or does it sound peaceful? Because somewhere along the way, we've confused constant stimulation with living, but they're not the same thing. A busy mind isn't always a fulfilled mind. Sometimes the richest life isn't the loudest one, it's the most intentional one. People often say, I just can't focus anymore. But focus isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, just like a muscle. If you stop exercising, your muscles weaken. If you stop protecting your attention, your focus weakens too. The good news? What weakens can also become stronger. Every time you resist the urge to check your phone, you're straining that muscle. Every time you stay with the one task, you're straining it. Every time you choose presence over distraction, you're becoming someone who can focus deeply again. Don't expect perfection. Expect progress, because progress, repeated consistently, becomes transformation. For years, many of us have asked the wrong question. We ask, how do I get more done? But maybe that's not the question we should be asking. Maybe the better question is, what deserves my full attention? Because whatever receives your attention receives your life. Your family deserves your attention. Your health deserves your attention. Your purpose deserves your attention. Your dreams deserve your attention. And perhaps, most importantly, the person you're becoming deserves your attention. Not what's trending, not what's urgent, what's meaningful. I'd like to leave you with a challenge. For the next 24 hours, practice protecting your attention. Choose one task, give it your complete focus, put your phone in another room if you can, Turn off unnecessary notifications. Notice every time you're tempted to switch tasks. Don't judge yourself. Simply notice. Because awareness is always the first step towards change. And you may discover something surprising. The world doesn't fall apart when you're unavailable for a little while, but your inner world begins to come back together. One day, you'll look back on your life. You won't remember every notification you answered, every trending video you watched, every headline you couldn't stop reading. Those moments will fade, but you'll remember the book you finally finished, the conversation where you gave someone your full attention, the morning you chose discipline instead of distraction, the dream you finally pursued because you stopped giving your attention away. Those moments become your story, because where your attention goes, your life follows, protected. Not because productivity matters more, but because your life does. If today's message encouraged you, I'd love for you to become part of this community. Here at Mindset, Momentum, and Intention, we're learning that lasting change doesn't happen through one extraordinary moment. It happens through intentional choices, made consistently. If you found value in today's episode, subscribe and continue this journey with us through the Time Advantage series. And if you'd like to support the creation of these videos, you can do so through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Whether you subscribe, share this message with someone who needs it, or simply spend a few minutes today protecting your own attention, thank you for being here. It truly means more than you know. But before you go, I want to leave you with one final thought. Today we talked about the hidden cost of distraction, but even after we recognize our distractions, many of us still never begin. Why? Because we tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow. In our next chapter, Stop Giving Your Time Away, we'll explore how to reclaim your time by becoming intentional about where and to whom you give it. I'll see you then. I hope you'll join me. And remember this: mindset shapes you, momentum moves you, intention guides you, because your future isn't created someday, it's being created today. One intentional decision, one focused moment, one meaningful day at a time.